Nice.
By Catholic into Lenten above, as the Theoros I have observed.
Aglaya, what
I know about the poisonous fangs of that king snake through the golden threads. In the past, I would be confident about keeping her in check, but I admit I am now unable to do so.
What do you mean?
It is no longer. This has come a lot sooner.
Yes, this...
It is far There is no glory.
I appreciate what you've taught me.
Oh, you've done well, Lord Calictus. Let me take over and personally close this debate for today. Dearest counselors, let it be known that I sorely miss the blissful times portrayed in lyrical poems. Back then, Amphorius was home to nearly 1,000 cities, each with their own local faith, while God, yet in the present, people from all over are forced to leave their homeland to seek refuge in the holy city, where they hope to rest under Kephales's protection. All of us have long been in the same boat, with no way out of this plight. We didn't have a choice in the past, but now, the Council of Elders brings to the table a new possibility. All I have left is one question. Would you rather strive toward the unheard of Era Nova, or return to the prosperous Era Chrysia of our past? Make your choice. Now, which of the two would lead mortals to an...
We all know that Era Chrysia is a thing of the past, Lady Kainis. Please, enlighten me. How does the Council of Elders plan to turn back time?
Let the three Titans of Calamity be born, and Era Chrysia is nevermore. But bring demise to those Titans, and Era Chrysia will descend upon us again. Know that the Council of Elders is never one to make empty promises. Look at who we have on our side. Anaxagoras, one of the Grove's 7 sages, and Castorus, Idonia's goddess of death. With the help of these 2 heroes, I can promise all of you that Era Chrysia...
Aren't they Chrysos heirs? They're supporting the Council of Elders instead?
It's clear from the start that these heroes do not get along well in their group. All the more proof that Aglaya is unfit to speak on behalf of every Chrysos heir. I am in favor of Era Chrysia.
Era Chrysia!
Ugh.
Castorus? Why are you standing over there?
You finally arrived, Anaxa. So have you, Cass.
Don't worry, Glaya. Well, I know that you have many queries. Could you continue to converse like how the citizens— Tell me, dear citizens. If we successfully retrieve and return Thanatos' core flame without anyone passing the Death Titan's trial, what would happen next?
The answer is simple.
He's one of the seven sages.
Your proposal is much too idealistic. As long as the Black Tide still exists, how can we go back to the old days?
Remember what I previously said? Kefali's core flame is guarded by the secret power of the Council of Elders. Plus, Fagusa's water curtain will be able to block out any external perceptions. Tell me, dear citizens, have any of you ever seen even a glimpse of the threat that this person is talking about anywhere within the walls of this majestic holy city?
Oh. Could it be that you heard that from the Flame Reaver themselves? Citizens, let's loudly sing the blessed hymn. Oh, beautiful old world, where are you now? Oh, legendary Erachrisia, return to the—
After the destruction of the three Titan—
This is bad. The masses are now totally riled.
Anaxa, pray tell. Everything that you've mentioned hinges on the premise that we can find Thanatos' existence, right?
Thank you, Lady Aglaya, for still caring about this city. However, dear citizens, for Castorus, Idonia's goddess of death, will surely find Thanatos under my guidance.
What?
With that, I solemnly promise that the core flame Lady Castorus brings back will be personally managed by the Council of Elders. Thereafter, if we are able to garner the support of all of you at the Citizens' Assembly, we shall spare no—
With the balance shattered, the result is clear. By Kefali and Talenton above, as the Theoros I have observed. Akama has chosen her destiny. The issue up for discussion at this Citizens' Assembly shall be modified to the suspension of the Flame Chase journey. This resolution shall be put up on the Wall of Heroes, such that all citizens are aware of the city's way forward.
Aglaya, dear Aglaya, what has caused your heart to soften?
Wag your tongue as much as you like. Since the Flame Chase journey has been preordained by the prophecy, our failure—
Well then.
Well, it seems that when I sent you to look for Anaxa,
My apologies, everyone. I know that you have many questions to ask.
In that case, please tell us as much as you can.
In actuality, he showed me a past that was both long and heavy.
The reason I say this is as I've mentioned earlier. The answer was hidden.
Anaxa, you were in the Netherrealm?
Yes, I am but a living dead man now. But that's not important. What truly matters is, I overheard a conversation between heroes.
Have you heard of this tale before? A tale about the ocean god's treasured pearl, our hometown. It was a seaside town which enjoyed the ocean breeze and glorious, peaceful times, thanks to the wisdom of its ruling queen. Until one day, an evil dragon descended upon the town. Its wings were large enough to blot out the sun, while its claws were sharp enough to rip the waves apart. It barged into the tall tower and devoured the queen's beloved daughter. It even settled itself in her bedroom, like a tyrant king. The queen assembled 300 warriors who managed to subdue the evil dragon by chaining it up. However, when the queen slit open the dragon's belly, she realized that the princess had long since been digested, and all that was left of her was a pile of bones. Devastated, the queen wept for several days. It was then that a devious, smooth-talking scholar arrived at the palace and suggested that the princess could be revived through the use of dragon bone and dragon blood. That liar called this process the secret art of alchemy. The princess was reborn! The queen was overjoyed, blissfully unaware that the evil dragon's soul still lurked within the princess's body. Worse still, the souls of the deceased refused entry to the Nether. Terrifying death had consumed all. Thereafter, our home...
Until?
Until?
Oh, my... It seems that you still like to whet people's appetites even after all this time, Pelixia. So, according to your story, this is how I used to look? It's practically a mirror image. And yet, what exactly...
A miracle that I created with alchemy. As for what it is and how I was able to accomplish it, I'll keep the answers to myself for now.
Oh, my goodness. Is this cliffhanger really necessary?
Quiet, Titan. Continue to enjoy this splendid play, and the truth will naturally reveal itself.
Dragon, huh? I've heard this legend before.
In that case, what do you think of it?
I think that this so-called alchemy was a tenuous analogy added to the story by future generations. After all, you've never heard of a
Indeed. Before I left home to pursue my education, I never even knew that anybody was looking...
Therefore, we can just treat this tale as a fable told to young children.
A fable, you say? If...
I guess it might be the concept of equivalent exchange?
Oh? I thought the moral might be closer to... What? At a loss?
No. I merely realized that we're both thinking of the same principle. If life is priceless, then there is hardly anything else in this world that is of equal weight.
Indeed. As expected of the wisest scholar in the land.
You flatter.
Of course. What is your question?
If I imparted my knowledge of the art of... would you use it to resurrect someone?
What? What kind of strange question is this? I got it. You're just trying to get me to tell you whether I like anyone, right?
Let's just leave it at that. That was rude of me.
Yes, I would.
Oh?
Death is inevitable. In the days to come, I'm certain that someone whom I cherish deeply will leave me if such a mighty power really existed. I think, after all, you, me, and the rest will all have to face that fateful moment eventually. My time is finally here. However, I am unable to complete the trial.
You shall wither, and through that, the dead will sprout again from the remains. It is a pity that fate is such a cruel...
Is there no other way of interpreting those words?
I'm afraid that the meaning is clear. Between my sister and me, one must pay the price. I'm afraid that the prophecy might even have selected a pair of twins for this
Fortune makes fools of us all.
My sister is prepared to sacrifice herself. How absurd. My time is almost up, but I'm still afraid to welcome death. What should we do? If I'm ultimately not able to make up my mind...
Since Chaos is willing to guide all of us and leave this trial to the end, there is still plenty of time for you to ponder.
That's right. Don't allow the fog of an
trial, prophecy, the topics that they're discussing, but these three people must not have left their names in the epics. Otherwise, I would have some recollection of this.
Amphorius's history before the Titans were born was complete chaos. I have long held 3 hypotheses about this. However, let's continue watching for now.
Calypso, Polixia, and this warrior... I seem...
Regarding this matter, Nias, are you confident that you'll complete?
Of course. Though, I am worried about what will happen.
Looks like you have made up your mind.
Yes, this is the safest course of action.
Completely separating courage, honor, tenacity, sacrifice. You really know how to make things difficult.
Please, young lady, witness my fall and demise. Lady Calypso, you shall host the soul-rending...
I do not understand. Why would you dare...
Because this is our destiny. The power that resides within me is so intense that I will... Furthermore, a valorous death before glorious return has always been the path I chose to walk. A journey I began long ago. If your sister or Chaos were in my position, I believe they would make the same choice as well.
I'm not that brave. I don't know how I'm supposed to face such a serious affair.
Despite being Death's chosen one, it seems you still don't know how to face it. Let's chat, young lady, since there's still time.
Of course. As the embodiment of Nikado... That means...
Looks like one hypothesis of mine has already been proven true. These heroes are the true forms of the Titans. Before they... If so, the chosen one of death that he speaks of is actually...
Polixia? Is the previous form of Thanatos? But her appearance...
If this is true, as long as we can find out where she went, we'll naturally be able to figure...
But before that, we first need to witness what ultimately happened to Lord Anaias. Nikador's courage.
I've heard that these...
Honor.
And
Cheer up, young lady.
all farewells in this world.
No, young lady.
Although only a sliver of your soul remains, you remain so optimistic. Or maybe the truth is that you aren't able to feel sorrow anymore.
To be honest, I don't know either. But I am certain of one thing. This is not an acceptance of death nor apathy toward it. It's not even a feeling of despair. I am just enjoying what remains of my life to the fullest.
Enjoying?
Indeed. Along this journey that we've taken together, not only have I changed, and now I have reached the journey's end. When I look back and see...
But when you depart the mortal realm, separation and death are two sides of the same coin. Reconciling this...
Finally, let me recount to you a story of mine, young lady. The first time I returned from the battlefield, I felt extremely hollow. The calamity had devoured everybody on the battlefield but me. When I returned to the city alone, the citizens held a banquet for me that was far from pleasant. It was late into the night by the time the banquet ended. My head still reeling, I returned alone to the barracks. On the way back, I encountered someone. It was a crazed scholar looking at the night sky and muttering to himself by the side of the road. Do you think that it'd be better if we... To my surprise, he shrugged his shoulders.
To someone who is currently experiencing... Now please, go away and don't block my stuff.
Are you trying to say...
That's exactly what life... Therefore, young...
The embodiment of strife.
Indeed, it is time for me to knock on death's door. I will set up a long table at the end of the road, and hump when that moment finally comes. Let us...
I knew this day would eventually come.
Are the both of you ready?
Mm-hmm. Polixia, I'm here. What? This...
This is quite interesting indeed.
Is this... Polixia's sister? Is it... me? Now, it's time for us to fulfill our promises. Are you afraid? What are you afraid of?
That
You shall wither, and through that, the dead will sprout again from the remains, and be reborn with the dead flame. As foretold in the prophecy, and according to our vows, once it all ends, we must face our fated moment head-on.
even if it was prophesied, do we have no say in the matter? It's so unfair. Why are we the only ones who are forced into mute? Let me do it, sister. Let me be death sacrifice. I was never long for this world anyway. But you're different. I was the one who wasted your life after all.
I don't think that my life was wasted. Just the opposite. When I finally arrived at this destination and looked back at the journey I took, I discovered that flowers had long since bloomed along the path I walked. It was you who sowed the seeds for this sea of flowers, one that is more beautiful than the promised land at the end of the world. Besides, I have lived a fulfilling life. Even though I was fated for sacrifice, none of the things that...
How could my memories of you ever compare to the actual you?
Well then, tell me, what exactly are we?
I don't know.
I don't know either. But regardless of what the answer is, regardless of how we're shaped by others, or even by this world, ever since we were born, the fact that we existed was predestined, and nothing could erase it. This is why I will always, always be by your side. We're twins, after all. All right, my dear Polixia. It's time to extract my heart and light the flame of death. After that, use it to plant the first bud in the prophecy.
If I imparted my knowledge of the art of alchemy to you, would you use it to resurrect?
Death is inevitable. In the days to come, if such a mighty power, even now, my answer, this is why, sister, I promise in the prophesied new world, I shall plant the first bud on your behalf. Go now. Return to the ocean god's treasured pearl, our hometown. I shall open wide the entrance to the nether realm and grant you a second life. The living beings on this earth shall respond to my call and lead you to the sacred daylight. Remember, do not look back on the land of the dead. And do not stop moving. In the new world promised by the prophecy, march toward your new life. As for the price of our equivalent exchange.
Everybody, we've come to the end. Unfortunately, I am not compatible with the Supreme Being, so I was unable— I'm certain of this now. Before the Titans that we are well acquainted with were born, a group of heroes just like the flame chase journey of today. Amphorius' history.
What a startling revelation.
I believe that this is the truth behind the Era Nova, as mentioned in the prophecy.
This is... Besides, those twins in the past. Even if they really are... Thanatos...
Are their whereabouts truly unknown? Didn't Polixia mention that seaside town? The birthplace of alchemy in the tale of the dragon. In our world, there exists a city which perfectly matches that description.
But the people there worship Fagusa, and...
Take this.
This is...
The new Sporist masterpiece. The Philosopher's Stone. It was made by transmuting all of the sages' wisdom into a single entity, with their flesh and blood as its foundation. Remember? I've mentioned before that the art of alchemy is all about conversion, tempering, and ascension. This process, think about the story of the dragon. This stone will lead you to your real hometown, allowing you to reform the door to the Netherrealm and discover Thanatos' fate.
You still look as confident in your victory as ever. But what if you're
Simple. I shall merely admit to the entire world that However, my line of thinking will not fail, because I have already planted the seeds of doubt into the hearts of the masses. Actions speak louder than words, Castoris. With the assembly about to begin, don't forget the promise you've made.
I've already searched for so long. I'm willing to try one more time. But before I leave, I have another question.
That was the world imprinted in Kefali's soul. If we are to prove its existence...
I understand.
Hey, child of humanity.
Don't get antsy. I still remember the question you posed to me. As a scholar, I do not wish to offer up ambiguous conclusions. Let's discuss this topic again when she manages to find the evidence.
I merely wanted to ask, was that stone transmuted from your heart? If so, rebirth is no longer an option.
Why not? When I was a child, I lost someone dear to me. When I was a teenager, I lost my faith. A while back, although you saved my life, I also lost. Now I'm merely forsaking my body. What's the big deal?
Why are you always finding ways to die?
This is but a necessary sacrifice on my path to transform.
Can someone who's dead even claim to be the purest of them all?
No, it's just the opposite. If my hypothesis is correct, it means that I can actually ascend to godhood and reshape this absurd world that you all have created.
That's a lot to take in at once.
Lady Aglaya, please. You know that the core flame of death has always been the greatest unknown regarding the Era Nova, which is why both you and Cainus desire to gain the power to control that core flame in the approaching Citizens' Assembly. Professor Anaxa has come to a consensus with Cainus. They want to suspend the trial once Thanatos' core flame is reclaimed, hoping that— But I know this runs counter to your wishes. So long as we do not usher in Era Nova, the Black Tide will never be eradicated. Even with Lord Mighty on the front line, and the Black Tide not posing an immediate risk, the danger nevertheless remains. Honestly, it's difficult for me to assess the pros and cons in this decision. But someone must bring the core flame before we can begin negotiations over it. The Titan could be very near. I cannot let this chance slip by. Besides...
Well said. You already had every reason to seek an audience with Thanatos. It's that great performer who has weaponized your wishes and placed us in this difficult situation. A world without death.
If fate dictates that my path must oppose yours, I will do all I can to resist it and protect... Lord Mighty showed me that without taking the first step, all talk of what follows is moot.
I am not going to punish her for that. I have always hoped to hear you speak your mind, Cass, and I am glad to have heard your true thoughts. Styxia. I visited that place in the past. Though it is now an island surrounded by the river of Soul's torrents. Go. I will not stand in your way. As for you, you are someone who has cheated death. I believe you have more than enough reason to make the trip with Casterus and meet the god of death himself. Casterus.
Thank you, Lady Aklaya.
I hate to put a damper on this heartwarming moment, but... if Styxia is now an island surrounded by the River of Souls...
The answer is quite simple. In the myths, Zagreus once made the domain of the dead their treasure vault. That is to say, they could enter and leave the Netherrealm as they pleased. And if they could do that, then it follows that the demigod who inherited their divinity must be capable. I'll see you at Marmorial Palace at Action Hour tomorrow. Cypher shall be your guide to finding that ancient city.
Hey, friend! Is the debate finally over? Did you win? Really? But the look on your face... Well, moving on. I was hard at work even while you were at the debate. I borrowed a mountain of books from Cass to see if I could find a way to solve your problem. Let's see. I still have... only 32 books to go. Really? Oh, that's fantastic news. I knew it. Hard work always pays off. Especially if you're as diligent as Ma'am. I feel like a huge burden has finally been lifted off my shoulder. Why are my eyelids? Oh, you're right. Then I'll go back to... me. Cass? it a surprise.
Lady Treby...
Is something troubling you?
I just wanted to speak to Lady Trian for a bit before I set off. No matter how breathtakingly beautiful Styxia once was, I don't want to have any regrets.
Has anyone told you that your eyes are sparkling today?
Is that a figure of speech?
In the past, when you did smile once in a while, all of us could see that...
Lady Treby, you know perfectly well that see you tomorrow is nothing but a white lie. I hope your toughness is not a mask hiding a lonely heart.
Cass, you hardly ever talked of your past. We are just happy for you that the core flame you're meant to inherit...
Isn't it a little too soon?
But you already know where tomorrow is, don't you? There's no need to rely on anyone else. Just give it your all and leave because we embrace others to comfort them.
Thank you, Lady Treby. This feeling... It's hard to put into words. I suddenly found myself with...
Then go do it, Cass. Trian was actually working on a surprise gift for you. It's a pity she didn't. So, let's meet back here when you return from Styxia. Safe travels. See you tomorrow!
It's me. I hope I didn't wake you. I'm glad to see you're as full of life as ever. I'm here because of private matters, actually. If it isn't too much to ask, I'd really like it if you could come along with me to... Aren't you going to ask me? It isn't a long way from here. Shall we?
I'd love to go in. Have you heard? All the...
Faith can dispel the black tide.
The streets are packed.
I want to vote! Tell me how I can vote!
Take your ceramic shard engraved with the Kefali.
The Council of Elders? More like the Council of Buffoons! The Black Tide took my hometown long ago! Who are they kidding with bringing back Eracrysia? It's all a sham to create their own Eracrysia in Akama!
The Titans are just. So long as we do not overstep...
Oh, please. The time when these deranged Titans should have vacated...
And I pray that Talantan smacks some sense into you with their scales. We shall see how this turns out.
That was... You're interested in that? Well, to this day, I still find it almost unreal that Akama is the only place illuminated by light amidst the crumbling ruins of Amphorius. And its people are even holding votes to reconcile differing opinions. This peaceful sight is making me forget that this is the end times. Before coming here, I had lived for many years in Idonia, a city of rime and frost. The people there were devotees of Thanatos, and were well known for their unique burial rites and traditions. Traditions that I played a major role in. you now know me, but back in those days, I was Idonia's. I was trudging across the frosty plains on my own when the Idonians found me. They provided me shelter, but in return, I was expected to grant merciful deaths to war captives, prisoners bound for... Is that how you see it too? But no matter how kind or cruel the means, nothing can change the essence. Taking away someone's life is never worthy of religious worship. I can't do it. Their voices... they pierce my...
Ah. I know that feeling, child. But you must respect those...
What you're asking me to do is no better than the task of an executioner. And yet you want me to respect no matter the titles. I am still taking away human lives.
This won't be the first time that Edonia's fanatical nether warriors. Death is the mightiest and great...
That's such a... twisted reason.
Then let me tell you. In Idonia, the sword has 3... But should the executioner... Every executioner after Dracon is to hone their sword. Pain for the dying, as well as pain.
No. I can never get used to this.
You misunderstand. I'm asking you to consider the source of the dead's suffering, and use that knowledge to go walk with the dead and love them.
Please, don't kill me. I don't want to die.
This is your duty. Remember.
Thank you. I beg you.
If you cannot learn to accept death, then Idonia has no place for you. This is your last chance.
No, please. No.
May you gain some insights through his sacrifice.
Is this all?
No. This is just the beginning of your life as the Maiden.
You executioner!
Holy Maiden.
Thank you.
Do it then, executioner. I curse you to live in eternal pain.
Please. When will this ever end?
Come. fulfilling.
What are you trying to do?
I have aged the final resting place of every Idonian.
You're not that old yet. You still have many, many years ahead of you.
No. I'm where I have come to fear. My declining health. Castoris. Will you give me one last chance to charge towards fear? Child, it was I who brought you here from the frosty plains and set your farcical fate. I've always known that you have doubt. Indeed. Yet you can end any sinful life.
I'll never do that. It doesn't matter how lightly the Idonians take death, or how readily they accept it. I simply can't do it.
I knew I was... I've taught you and cared for you as my own daughter all this time because of this blessing that's been with you since your birth. I know no one else in the world would. In the eyes of an Idonian, death is the end of all life. A destination we will all eventually reach. You can only live your life to the fullest after and when you do, even if you eventually leave Idonia's
No!
Come now. It's to show me that you... Come now.
Careful.
It's time.
Something unsettling ahead.
I've already taught you all that I know. Show me that you are a fitting holy maiden. Or at least, that you would...
Purge the root to be of your body and mind.
Return to dust! May death protect us! This was the last time I followed her command. The executioner, who had seen too much death, died. Elder Amunet. I have nothing but respect. I erected a cenotaph in her honor in the marshes outside Idonia's city walls with the others I had laid to rest. Then, I set out once more in search of Thanatos. It was a long, long journey. I heard so many discussions about death along the way. It seems the most terrible darkness in this world. Everyone talks about its heavy weight. Some resist it, some worship it, and some... How did a disappeared titan become the deepest fear of humankind? And why do they haunt my dreams? I continued my travels to seek an answer. Initially, I was running away. Then, I started searching for it. And now, at the end, I just want to know if... Can I make anything? Can I leave anything behind?
I don't want to die. Please, I'm begging you, just let me go. I don't want to die, please. I don't want mercy like this. Just let me go. I don't...
Get it over with. End its suffering. The Reaper has blessed your hands. Only you can grant them peace. Embrace death. Walk alongside it. Is that you, Castoris? All of them have gone, heeding death's summon, crossing into their domain. I must go too. I don't fear it, just I have some regrets. Watching people leave this world again and again, it must be lonely for you. You must want to desperately embrace them before they go. I can't. These hands, they're too cold. But Big Sister Castoris, your hands are so warm. Just like anyone else's. So go on. Don't hold back.
Give me a warm hug. really be warm. On the day that Ornyx's trial ended, you must have had many questions. I felt just as confused. Why, as someone from beyond the sky, were you so cruelly dragged into Amphorius's fate? I wished I could take action, but no matter how hard I try, I cannot simply interact with the living as ordinary people do. Even when we brushed against each other unintentionally in the grove, and it was obvious that nothing had happened. When an almost unattainable hope finally welled up in my heart, when I thought that perhaps my touch would no longer bring sorrow, fate declared to me, it wasn't that the curse of death had finally been lifted. But that your soul no longer belonged to this world. And there was nothing left for my hands to take. Nothing. And did I really think this time would be any different? It's not that I don't understand this reality. Just that I'm unwilling to accept it. Having walked such a long road, I am still unable to find the answer to life and death. I am resigned to eternal despair. Anything I wish to hold on to, death will inevitably wrest from my grasp. From that moment on, I lacked the courage to confirm it again. Until... But now, perhaps I might have one last chance. Long ago, Trinan read a prophecy to me. At the end of the Sea of Flowers, the souls of the living shall warm thy fingertips, and after an embrace, there shall be eternal separation. I found no surprise in it, for her words sounded not like a foretelling. Embraces in this world are born of reunions. Yet, my touch speaks only of farewell, and yet, things have taken a turn for the better. Now that I can finally have an audience with Thanatos, perhaps I can rewrite the meaning of that fated prophecy. I have no reason not to give it my all for your sake. With that, I won't have any regrets. Let's put that aside for the moment. We've arrived. I want to retrieve a small gift I specially prepared for you. I made it myself, like the trinket I gave Lady Trianne. The journey to seek an audience with the Death Titan cannot be an easy one. I want to make full use of every moment I have before we depart, so that I don't have any regrets. No, it isn't. You'll know. Look, it's right there. Huh? Where did it go? What's going on? This is the coin of Zagreus. So it's her. No doubt about it. This is her favorite symbol. It's a lady's cipher, the demigod of Zagreus whom Lady Aglaia had spoken of. She's a master thief. So many years have passed, yet she's still announcing herself in such a crass. Let's just do as the slate says and look for Lady Cipher. Look, it's right there. We must pursue her. Huh? This is a trick she left for us. This is how it should be. We must pursue her. Lady Cipher, please come on out. Since you know...
Now, since I know it's a gift,
that just name your price. I'll give you however much you want. I'm sorry.
no wonder they... Why don't you two come over to my place? It'll make a better venue for proper business discussions. You can find where I live.
Piece of cake. I can do that even if I can...
All right, I'll see you there. Everyone cool with me collecting...
She's incorrigible.
Follow me.
It's about time you do some exercise.
Never save for tomorrow. I heard that you said. Over here! Over here! No, not that way! This way! Come on. If I really wanted to hide, you'd never find me. So relax, you two. No need to get your hackles up. I'm not that scary, am I? Meow. No way. Some people might have been into that a millennium ago, but it's long since gone out of style. Loosen up, buddy. Shall we get down to business?
Give me the jewelry piece first, or everything's off the table.
Oh, come now. Don't be so upset. Look, isn't the view here just great? You can see what everyone is doing and where they're going, and they won't even know you're here. Now that we've broken the ice, let's get to the point. Everything I've said so far has been a joke. I'm inviting you two here for 3 things. 1, the seamstress found me and wants me to take you to Styxia to look for the 2. And last, but not least, I'm telling you that I'm not interested in doing either of those things. Don't go look for the Death Titan. The end. Whoa, this is some high-quality stuff. And this room is full of it. How much are these worth,
Some of it is family fortune, while the rest came from my business as a dressmaster. Don't liken the flame chase work to your shady dealings.
Wow. I should have busted down your door instead of going around like a thief. Well, spill. Why are you giving me so much money?
Payment for doing work. You're worth this much.
Did you forget my stance to all this? I thought I made myself very clear.
You wish to run away. Run away from your responsibilities, from the prophecy, and from your destiny. You shall walk with greed and die over petty change. I understand this prophecy weighs on you immensely. That is why I have never reproached the demigod of trickery for running away. But I need you right now, so don't turn me down.
You know, maybe the gods got your tongue with their golden threads, Aglaya. I'm not hearing any sincerity in your words. Give me a reason why you're bowing your noble head to me.
We lost Trian.
Oh.
The divine power of passages is running out. I need another demigod to escort Castoris and help her fulfill her lifelong wish.
Oh, I get it now. You're sending Castoris to her death. And you want me—
This is Castoris's own request.
She brought this up herself?
She's also made up her mind to leave her confused path, as will you, Cypher, when you finally make up your mind.
Don't be so sure. Time is hard in the likes of you and I. But Castoris remains pure as driven snow. She can always turn back before the end, you know? Maybe she'll remember Trian's sacrifice. Maybe she'll remember the countless martyred Chrysos heirs. Maybe she'll remember you. With your one— Tell you what. Why don't I take this room of treasures as a security—
Go on.
I bet she'll change her mind and turn back. Now, if I lose, I'll do what you want me to do.
You sound like you have all the confidence in the world. In that case, let's make a pact with those conditions. I hope you're prepared to lose it all.
In conclusion, I want to win. So I hope you two can give up on going to Styxia. I'll give all the treasures in that room to you. And you can split it between yourselves. What do you think? Tempting, right?
I decline. If we don't find the Death Titan, her soul will—
Oh?
I can't go into the details, but we have to go to Styxia.
I really don't get how. Princess, homebuddy, you keep talking about needing to find Thanatos, about getting rid of your curse, and you don't care about— Did you ever live for your own pleasure?
What are you trying—
I'm saying, contrary to your beliefs, Aglaia didn't take you in, just—
The flame chase journey walks hand in hand with sacrifice.
Fine. Never mind. We all have our own problems. I ain't gonna say anything anymore. But listen to me. Styxia is no tourist destination. Sure, the treasure's buried in— Yet, I've never been there. And I never plan to. Because even a demigod can— Now I'm supposed to escort you to Styxia. Her payment was in gold and precious stones. Would you—
I have lived a longer life than I—
Then how are you going to live the rest—
Then I'll give you 90.
Well, don't mind if I do. 80% of Castris's savings, and a bottle of dew of divine blood. I'm so scared! Can you even catch my tail? Here! Catch!
Be careful with that!
A minor change in plans, though. Don't go to the bath tomorrow. Come look for me at Akima's city gates instead.
So, why are you changing the meat?
Oh, nothing, really. Just a bit scared of the seamstress's frosty face. Well, now that we've struck a deal, why don't I give you guys a lift back? It's gonna be a long...